Hello, hello! Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XI, the Let's Play that refuses to die. So we're continuing on to finishing up obtaining the actual full version of our Mythic weapon. And as such, we still have to do Z&Ms. And as it turns out, the Z&Ms we gotta do are both related to, or the next Z&Ms we gotta do are both related to the FFXI survival guide. If you have that, it's very simple to get to both of them. One of them is the experimental Lamia, and apparently she's just out there down one of the ledges. And the other one is an Orobon called Nun. And he's actually inside the Arapago Reef. And if you didn't have that survival guide, you would have to take the Arapago Reef, the Illusory Atoll staging point, and get a Lamian Fang key and come through here and get this survival guide on the way. But, you know, we've been all over the world. We're, at this point, a veteran player, and we are moving on up in the world. We're not a full master. We're not like, you know, we haven't beaten V25 Bumba, but you know, we've got R25, or the ability to rank up to R25 Naomi. We've beaten V20, and we're moving along. We're making our way. We're at the point where we've been playing this game too much. I still have not found employment, by the way. Been 6 months without a job now. It's driving me nuts. But it could be worse. Oh no! Celestial imps! We'll never live through this! Oh. No, I may have exaggerated. Thanks for the TP, imps. I barely need it, but it'll always be nice to kill stuff faster. It's only been a few minutes between this recording and the last recording, because I actually have to get these done before I sortie today in about 2 hours. So, hopefully we can actually get our Mythic unlocked. Damn, Tachifudo's worse than Tachirana. Ugh. Not even close, but you know, whatever. I assume that Nun has, like, Mayhem Lantern or something that could charm if you let him live long enough. But, you know, we're not level 75, and he's level 75 content, so he's not exactly gonna get to do that. He drops the inducements, which... They were okay for the jobs that could wield them. Like, sort of like an NQ or a Hecatome -1 for the jobs that could wear them. And now, we just gotta walk out here and go kill the experimental Lamia. Not 100% sure where she spawns, because I don't think I've ever fought her before. Back in the day, doing TNMs, I was never the guy who was like in charge of getting the pop items. I was just like... What my Link Shield did when they did them was basically everyone would get Zenny, and if you were one of like the lower tier members and not an officer, you'd only be expected to buy like tier 1s and tier 2s. And then when we killed the bigger monsters, the officers would take the item that you turn into Sanraku for the seal, and then they would use their zinni on the bigger monsters. And the justification was that the bigger ones cost more and they're doing more work or whatever. But really, it's just so that they could be in control of the pop items. Oh man, she looks cool. Damn, bring back black lamias with white snake parts. It's fucking cool looking. You are a cool looking lamia, honey. Gotta hate animation lock. And down she goes. I think I got that from a Daily Goblin box at one point on one of my characters. I don't know if I kept it though. But yeah, the real reason the officers wanted to keep the tier 3 spawns and stuff is so they could have control over the item drops that everybody wanted. Chiefly themselves, something that's not talked about as much is the fact that outside of link shell events, officers would oftentimes play on their own time if they thought they could get away with it. If they knew no one was watching them, and they would go farm extra in-game stuff themselves, because a lot of stuff, like if you had a good solid one-party group, you could get a lot of stuff done. You could get a lot of in-game items in your free time. Now, that wasn't super common, but it was common enough that it did happen. And, there's nothing morally wrong with it. It's just getting stuff on your own time. The issue comes in when, you use stuff that was farmed during a link shell event to, give it to yourself. Without having to spend, points. That's another way that a lot of link shell leaders actually kept all their points. In points-driven link shells for lotting rights, they just go outside of hours and get the shit, And again, nothing morally wrong with it. Just kind of, using other people's work for your own gain if you're doing it with stuff that was farmed during link shell event. Okay. Now let's see. We could go back to Sanraku, but we've got the entire Dia path with the Wyver to do twice more. So let's see. We can D10 Wagel Woodlands. I don't know what the best method to get there is. Because that's like on the western side of Wagel Woodlands and like halfway down the zone, or maybe 2/3 of the way down the zone. Real easy pook in him. I'm pretty sure I killed on screen in the Let's Play before, honestly. But I don't... Again, I don't fully remember. Yeah, my big desires out of the ZNM's stuff from back in the day, there was a lot of good stuff, but most people cared about like the Aurum Sabatons, the Organics Sword, the Tomoe Spear, like a lot of stuff that came from tier 3s and tier 2s. Not a lot of the stuff that actually came from the big ones that were hard to kill, the H&Ms that we're working our way towards. Alright, no. We came to the book not to go to the city, but to go to... Yeah, that's what we want. If I was smart, I might have bought a Chamrosh pop, because Chamrosh is a colibri that's in like the middle section of Mammook. That's not too far from. It's like 2 squares south of the entrance, actually. But oh, you would actually have to run in a huge ass circle around. Never mind. I'll just do two or three Volpangs. I don't know. It's a little bit annoying to have to go back and forth between it and Sanraku, but I don't know. Like, there's some people came up with some optimal pathing for like doing all 3 paths of Z&Ms. I am not one such person. I am just. I'll have to do this eventually because at some point for our Magian trials for the Kogaras Tumaru, we have to kill like 3 of the tier 3s again with it equipped. I think that's for like the level 90 or level 95 trial or something, which means going through the same path 3 times. You'll actually occasionally in the modern day you'll see people yell in town to buy ZNM pops from people for that reason, because you get the trial done faster if more people come and pop, you know, one monster after the other for you. Me though, I don't like yelling for that sort of thing. I don't like spending money on rare exclusive items. It's never set well with me. The whole point of rare exclusive items is to eliminate the need for a gil in a content, and every time you reintroduce gil into a content, it just makes the game even more about money. And I, especially as someone whose bank account is dwindling because I've been out of work for 6 months, I don't need anything else in my life to be about money right now. And, you know, that's entirely my fault, you know. But even so, like, it doesn't mean that I need anything else to be about money. Okay, so then what will be the best way back to town? I guess we'll say if we just ride up to the book that's right up there, it'll save us 1 instance of zoning instead of just riding back to from where we came from, even though it's about, it's probably slightly shorter to go back the way we came to the zone line of Mammook, but I think the zoning time plus the walk to the book that has to be done without a mount would probably make up for the slight amount of extra time we have to spend running up to this survival guide to go back into town. But yeah, basically what we want to go ahead and do is, I think we want to go ahead and basically, we've already got Dia killed, so we only have to go through this tree twice. So we'll give Volpang's wing, and we'll get a seal for, or a pop item for a tier 2, and then we'll buy another Volpang's wing, and we'll go ahead and, another Volpang pop, and we'll kill Volpang again, and then we'll go kill the tier 2, and then we'll be able to buy the tier 2 again right away, and buy, you know, the tier 3s we need, and it'll be a kind of like a little loop-de-loop here with Volpang. Which is, like in the old days, that's kind of how it used to go, unless you needed something specific from the tier 1s. Because all the tier 1s are different and had different difficulty levels. Some of them are a lot harder than the other ones back in the day. Either in getting to them or fighting them. Usually in getting to them. And so you would just pick the ones that are the easiest ones to get to or the easiest ones to fight. And then you would, you know, just do them over and over again. The only reason you would choose to do the other ones is because of the Zenny cost. But like prime examples of ZNMs that basically hardly ever or never got fought would be the Tier 1 Claret. It's a slime, or a clot, you know, very dangerous, very shitty to fight. I'm also pretty sure it's in a slightly shitty location in Mount Zale. Then on that same path, there's a bomb called Reacton, who's just in a completely insane location. Like, he's like in Halvung, where you have to get like 3 different people at 3 different levers to open a door to go to him. Not everyone in your party can actually even go to him at the same time. Like, it's really terrible. I can't remember anyone ever fighting the little Apkalu on that path. Just some of these ENMs are like one-time fights, or like you just fight it because you need one specific item from it back in the day. I'm sorry, I forgot to give you the wing first. I need to give you the wing. Here is the wing. Ching. Yeah, give me that maroon seal. You slut. Okay. Give me another Volpang pop, will you? Yeah, it went up by 10% from the last one we bought, so I guess that's the mode of operation. Okay, we want to get Irizima. Irizima is like one of the most frequently killed ones, because he's a tier 2 on this path that's literally right next to the city. And actually, now that I think about it, we could just go kill him before we go back to Volpang, because I mean, it's still gonna take the same amount of time, but it's just kind of like, he's like so close to the city entrance that like we might as well. And he's a Merid, and he's super friendly to kill back in the day because he's super easy to kite, and you can just throw bio 2 or 3 on him, and like burn and poison, and then just run him around the tower. And if he ever even got remotely close to you, you just throw gravity or bind on him. And, you can kill him slowly that way, but you could also just, you know, bring rangers or black mages and have them shoot him to death with never being touched. And even outside of that, as a general event thing, he's very easy to kill. Like you just bring like 12 melees and kill him really quickly. Wait, is he not where I remember him being? Did people really drag him that far? Hold up. I remember people dragging him to the watchtower here and just kiting him around the watchtower because there's no monsters here ever. Except for these colibri. The colibri are non-aggressive. But like, it's saying he spawned at J8, and that's actually like several squares to the west. And I don't remember that being the case. Like, I'm starting to feel like I'm gaslighting myself here with my memories. Of course, they might have just moved his spawn away from the watchtower to make him slightly less appealing to pop, I guess. Oh yeah, I need to turn those into Sanraku. Looking at these like they're pop items, it's like, no, you need to give them the Sanraku for the seal, you dumbass. Yeah, I guess, yeah, no, he did get spawned over here, I'm just stupid. I'm just stupid. Merid that likes bananas, though. Imagine that. Meditate. Look at that, we get 300 TP a hit. We're like within range. If we get like a little more store TP, we will be able to get enough TP to weapon skill within 3 hits on Samurai. At least with this great katana. You always gotta remember whenever you have an Aeonic, the Aeonics have store TP plus 10 on them. And that's actually a sizable chunk. So if you use any other weapon, you're gonna get significantly less TP. But, meh. Also, wait, you know what? Like, I think if we were to go back into town and try to take the book warp, it would only be slightly less time than if we just go ahead and mount up and ride over to Volpane. I know he's like on the other side of the zone, but it does kind of almost become a straight line once we get down far enough, and we're close enough to the down far enough point that I don't care. But you gotta wonder, like, I know that Final Fantasy XI lore is not the most cogent storyline or lore amalgamation out there, because they didn't really, they put the gameplay first before they, you know, like, they usually warp the story around the gameplay for the most part after a certain point, especially for these like side storylines and like these ultimate weapon storylines and stuff like that. And like, the reason they want us to get these 3 items is because it makes us go through this system a whole lot, which a lot of players need for drops that have nothing to do with the ultimate weapon. But it gives incentive to the people who are doing the ultimate weapon to do this content, and at least back in the day, lead people through this content as a sort of, you know, recursive content loop. You know, you've done everything there is to do, and you're working on the ultimate weapon. Guess what? You now have to do all the things that you did before. But yeah, like, you wonder in the lore, you know, the chimeras are alchemical creations of the Empire, supposedly. But you don't know exactly when the Empire actually started to make alchemical beasts and abominations. And we learned in the Voracious Resurgence that apparently the Chimera, the Cerberus, and the Hydra are actually like separated aspects of the Sahak or whatever, which is actually like a one of the children of chaos or something. It hatched from one of the World Eater eggs, like an imperfect World Eater egg or something. So it's like a beast that's similar to chaos, but not really chaos. It has like some of the properties of like the power of the crystal and life and stuff like that, but it's, you know, it's this rampaging beast with like 9 heads. And it got split into 3 by Balron or something like that, so it became the Chimera, the Hydra, and the Cerberus, supposedly, or something like that. It just makes you wonder though, like, because like the Moblin Megomac was like able to make his own Chimera, so like, did the alchemists figure out how to make, you know, like, ancient life, basically? Because like that's like just like 2 steps removed from chaos and World Eater eggs and stuff. Or is it just a case of, you know, we can kind of like scramble together a story and make something, you know, relatively coherent. with these pieces. I'm pretty sure that's what happened, right? Oh, you know, why are these weapons of the Empire that are like, when they came out, there's always a bit of 11 lore that's outside of the game with like the announcement of the new content. And when the Mythic weapons came out, you know, you get this gigantic picture with all of the, you know, Mythic weapons laid on a table, and they're called the Myriad Arms of Balron. And they're basically war trophies that he took from powerful opponents that opposed the Empire's expansion. And like, for instance, the Great Katana we just got was one of the, you know, samurais that he fought in the Far East, and the Empire is still fighting the Far East to this day. So like, that's one of his staunchest opponents. But the Empire claimed enough land to take that amazing Great Katana away. You know, the scythe is like from some rebel, and that's why its weapon skill is called Insurgency. Like, you know, there's a rebellion that Balron put down within the Empire. The Conqueror Great Axe is actually just Balron's weapon of choice. You know, there's like a little tiny story fragment that if you go and read about each of the Mythic weapons with this stuff that was given outside of the game, you find out a little bit more about them. And of course, you know, like, not all of them have, you know, very much, right? Like, oh yeah, he took this Great Katana from a Far Eastern general. Like, he took this, you know, province or whatever. Like, not really that interesting, you know. But it just makes you wonder about the world of Vana'diel and how, like, apparently, you know, when Mythic weapons came out, there were every job in the game except for Geomancer and Rune Fencer was in the game. They came out basically in early Wings of the Goddess, and so there's some sort of, you know, tie-in to every job that was in the game at the time. Balron had fought someone who had been all of those jobs in the past. Like, you know, like 1,000 years ago or 900 years ago or whenever it was that Balron did all that fighting. Right? And like, Balron's the guy who commissioned, like, I think Alexander's first body, which wound up being the Alsdale Undersea Ruins or something like that. Or maybe he's the guy who came after and found that out. Like, and it's just weird. Like, it's so... there's like so much of a story there, and you only have pieces to pick up about it. You don't have the whole story. You'll never have the whole story. There's like a canosity to it. But it's also just like, you know, it's just something, you know. Okay, so we want to grab Gotoza the Redolent. He drops the original Nageling. Let's see, and then we got to go fight Irizima again one more time. And come in and get the other, the last pop for armed gears. And then we can mule, and I'll send myself my own Saramea hide, and then we'll go and we don't actually need to grab Thief Sub, because I have actually amassed enough Treasure Hunter gear that we can just put on enough Treasure Hunter gear to get Treasure Hunter plus 4, which is the same amount you'll get if you sub Thief. You'll get Treasure Hunter 2, and then you only need 2 pieces of Treasure Hunter gear. But yeah, we'll just make use of the gear that I have. We won't have to sub Thief at all. I could go main Thief to try to make sure that stuff drops, but I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Fights, blah 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 blah. Oh, they changed it. Cool. We don't actually even need to worry about that. Apparently, the mythic items are now guaranteed. So that's kind of cool. We don't have to worry about that. Yeah, I've always wanted to complete a mythic weapon, but just like relic weapons, like way earlier in the Let's Play, you know, I completed my very first relic weapons. It was like the Excalibur, and then I did the Ragnarok and the Mandau, and you know, the Excalibur was my very first one because it was useful to make my character in the Let's Play. But then like the Ragnarok was the one I always wanted to make. That people to this day still say is garbage, even though I don't agree. Like, apparently it just always loses to other great swords in the simulator and the spreadsheets and stuff. And at this point, if it's always losing to everything all the time in every situation, no matter how strong it is, like if it's R15 or not, like I gotta think that either the person that's plugging it into the sim is wrong, or like, oh, I didn't buy the fucking Pamamas. Dude, I'm stupid. I got the maroon seal, and then I didn't buy the Pamamas. Ugh. Well, since we're out here, we might as well ride up and go kill Gotozo, the Redolent, because he's out here, if I remember right, up near the Giwab Watchtower. I have to make sure of that. Let's see, F5 in the Wadjom Woodlands. Oh, no, not log out. Don't do that. Yep, that's up at that watchtower. Okay. But yeah, like, Mythics, though, compared to Relics, like, Relics is something back in the day that I actually flirted with. Like, I actually got, you know, not halfway through the process, but, like, a third of the way through the process. I got up to the Stage 3 Relic, where I had turned in, you know, 4 100 pieces for the Stage 2, and then 16 100 pieces for the Stage 3. I had the Dynamis variant of the weapon, where the weapon starts to have base damage, but only in Dynamis or whatever. Or it has like 70 base damage outside of Dynamis, but in Dynamis it has over 80 base damage. Something like that. But it doesn't have its weapon skill yet. I was having to save up for the 60 100 pieces, and I got the Shard of Necropsyche for the Stage 5, and I started to earn the 100 pieces for the Stage 4, but it was too much gil. It was all gil related, because I was never the sponsor for Dynamis Link Shell, and then I was never, like, into saving the currency up once I could farm Dynamis by myself. Like, I came to, like, kind of hate relic weapons just because of how gil oriented they became. And I still I don't appreciate that about any of the ultimate weapons. They all eventually come into you needing mass amounts of items that if you farm them yourself, it's going to take you months. If you buy them from other players, you could have it done within a day, like if you had enough gil. It's really disheartening. Like I said, I don't like when things are about money, because that's the reason RMT exists, right? That's the reason that RMTs still have a huge presence in this game. Stuff still takes so much money, and money is still so advantageous, the in-game money, that buying it with real money is like this huge time save. It's just one of those things. Oh, before we pop him, I'll show off my treasure hunter gear here, because apparently, since it's guaranteed. But I got this belt from content called Delve, that's in Alduin, which is a content I'd never done, but apparently it was like the first item level 119, like end game, like this is hard to do content, and you need a competent group for it. And then I got the Volti hose. It comes from Dynamis Divergence, but I got mine from Amantrove. I don't remember which zone is the zone for Dynamis Divergence that drops the Treasure Hunter Volt set. I think it's Bastock. No, maybe it's Juno? Yeah, I think it's Juno. Juno. It's definitely Juno. And then I won these boots in a Dynamis Divergence run where nobody else wanted them. And then, of course, the Voracious Resurgence gives you the perfect lucky egg. And so with these 4 items, we have the maximum treasure hunter that is available to non-thieves. And I kind of wish they'd change that. I kind of wish they'd make it so that if you subbed thief and you had treasure hunter traits that you could get up to like TH6. But they kind of want to reserve that for thief, and apparently for ranger. Ranger has a skill called bounty shot that they can get up to treasure hunter 6 with. Just kind of like weird novelties about them. But here we've got another cool looking Mamulja, and his treasure hunter is now applied, so if we get anything cool from him, like the original Nagelwing, we'll feel good about it. Aw, we didn't get the Nagelring. Although, did I already have one? Like, I could have sworn I farmed one. Maybe not. Not seeing it. You can actually drop multiple of them, so I'm surprised that he didn't drop even one. Don't see it. Oh, it's a blood red greatsword, and it's called a Nagel Ring. And this prompted people to ask if they just reused mythology, and it turns out that no, they did what they didn't. Like the Nagel Ling, as spelled on the one-handed sword that is now the meta Savage Blade weapon. It is like the sword of, you know, some other mythological figure, and then the Nagel Ring is technically like the sword of wolves or some shit like that. And so they're technically not the same thing, but also technically you can spell them both the same way, or like retranslate them or re-Romanize them the same way. So like they have the same exact name. So yes, they are actually the same thing. But the Nagel Ring, the greatsword that comes from Gotoza the Redolent, is this blood red greatsword. It's got 501 delay. It had, I think, plus 20 attack, and then like I think a little bit of accuracy, a little bit of intelligence, and like 85 base damage or something like that. It's a really powerful greatsword for the level 75 era. Another greatsword that made Dark Knights say, "Oh, never make a Ragnarok." And you know, it's to the point of lunacy. It's just like, you know, people completely discounting the relic's hidden auto attack damage effect. You know, back in an era where it mattered a lot, right? In this era, that it matters less than your weapon skill damage. And the reason that like relic weapons have fallen behind is because their weapon skills are just terrible. Like they don't scale TP, and then the fact that they don't scale usually means that even if you fire them off as fast as possible, which is the ideal way to use them, they just don't do enough damage. Like they don't do more damage than if you fired off a weapon skill that does scale at the minimum TP. So like, you know, they're not competitive in the way that they're supposed to be competitive, and even for skill chain properties, most of them don't add anything unique enough to make you care. And I always argue though that for greatsword, the Ragnarok still it's the only way to get self double light on any of the greatsword jobs. So it is kind of a big deal. Of course, the situations in which that matters, very few, almost none. But like, you know, you still read it on the forums today. Like people say like, oh yeah, the Ragnarok, that's worse than, you know, the UNM greatsword, the Montante. It's like, even R15 Ragnarok, and they're like, yes, even R15 Ragnarok. Why would Ragnarok be better? And it's like, well, the hidden damage effect, swings faster, it's got more accuracy, it's got more crit rate, it's got more base damage. R15 has, you know, like 17 more base damage than the Montante, like, or 18 more than the Montante. It has, like, the R15 version of the Ragnarok has more base damage than fucking Khaled Bolg. Right? The reason Khaled Bolg is better is because Empyrean Aftermath shits all over Relic Aftermath, and even shits over, you know, like Relic's hidden effect, because it's a 50% chance to deal triple damage. Like, yes, you're gonna have higher white damage with the Empyrean by a lot. But then also the Khaled Bolg gets paired with a really strong weapon skill that they let scale really well. That's almost as strong as Savage Blade, like, and it has superior skill chain properties. Like, you know, there's always more reasons that people will, you know, like, actually give proper credit for why something is better or why something is worse. But like, there really does just come this point where people are completely illogical about thinking something that is actually pretty good is just really bad. Like, I just do not believe at all that the Montante is superior to R15 Ragnarok. Like, there's just no fucking way. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Oh, apparently, according to that yell, somebody cleared the latest Master Trial where you fight Bahamut and Chaos at the same time. That's something that's completely beyond me for the current era. The Master Trials are weird because they're like story adjacent, like they use story and lore based characters and monsters, but then they just crank them up to you know, like 11. Like, they're like, hey, this is really fucking strong or whatever, it's really good, you know. Hey, I need to locate unique fauna. I need you to give me another Hirazima. Okay. Celebrindle did it with trusts. Baker's boy grouped on Ashra just cleared it. Okay, cool, whatever. Ooh, Tiger. 4,400 Zenny, damn. I sure do. Damn, he took all 3 of my things, and he gave me a chunk of singed buffalo. Dun 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 dun. I actually think I got that from a Goblin Mystery Box 2, but I think when I did, I threw it away. I was like, I don't care about ZNM monsters. Threw it away. Like, so stupid to not hang on to it. But it might also be something I have on another mule. And if I do, it's kind of sad, because that means I kind of wasted my time. And yours, dear viewer. But yeah, Tiger is the Chimera variant. Sarah Maya is the Cerberus, and Tinin is the Hydra. And if I recall correctly, the Hydra is annoying because he starts with missing heads, and you can't kill him until he regrows the heads. So you just have to, like, wait for it to regrow heads, and it takes like 10 minutes or some shit. And, you know, I said it, I think, within the first 20 episodes a lot of the Let's Play, where the game is all about being convenient now, where there's, you know, you teleport to every single corner, you get to mount up in any outdoor zone. You know, you just have mounts that you can summon at any time that go as fast as chocobos. and also look cooler than chocobos. You know, it's a game of convenience, and in a game of convenience, people get really mad when something takes 10 minutes. Like, hey, I'm supposed to be able to one-shot this monster. Why does it take me 10 minutes? Yeah. No, I'm sorry. It's just the nature of the game. Nature of the game, my buddy, my guy, my little chaparrito. Hey, buddy, I'm gonna kill your Tachifudo now, okay? Thank you. Something that's kind of nice is that we're getting gil for killing these. So this is like anti-gil related content. Like, you get gil for killing the stuff, and it doesn't take gil to pop the stuff. So you actually gain gil by doing these. And obviously it's not like a lot of gil, but it is still pretty, like, it's teleport money, right? In this era, it's teleport money. Like, we just got 45 teleports off of Irizima. Like, we're getting compensated for our time here, even though our overarching goal is far more important than gil. We're, you know, we're getting there. We're doing stuff. So it's pretty ballin'. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty cool. Now, what's funny about that Singed Buffalo for Spawning Tiger is that it's actually relatively similar to the pop item for one of the tier 2s on the other path. For Tiger, he spawned with a Singed Buffalo, but there's a dragon, a Dahak, called an Antiboga in the middle of the Saramea path that spawned using a raw buffalo. I'm pretty sure they have the same appearance in their item thing, so if you were to get a raw buffalo from the goblin box and you didn't want to hold on to it because of inventory reasons, you throw it away. But if you get the Singed Buffalo, offer to pop that shit for somebody, because damn, you know. Also, while I'm thinking about it, I think we had to ask him about getting access to the inlets or whatever. Like, I think he has to give us a special salt or something. Yeah, tell me about it. Okay. No. I wanna. Can he give me access to all the islets? All right. Glad I remembered this point of it. I kind of forgot. Because I think if I remember right, only the Alliance leader had to have the salt. Possibly. If not, you know, it's like, look at that, it's only 50th any, so... Oh wait, shit, we need to get the armed gears pop item. Armed gears, please. Bar of ferrite. Okay, it's like a magnetized iron bar. Allegedly irresistible enough to draw the robotic monstrosity out of hiding. That's hot. Alright. Let's do this. Leroy Jack. My ears has been really bugging me lately. Started having storms again after like 2 weeks without rain. I was super thankful for those 2 weeks without rain because before that we'd been getting rain like every 3 or 4 days and the form of a like all day, you know, rainstorm or thunderstorm. And the amount of times I had to cut the grass this summer has been fucking ridiculous. So, but like 2 weeks without rain, you know, like 1 week into it, I cut my lawn, and it was nice and dry, and I didn't have to stop to mower at all. I just got to fucking just mow it all at once. Of course, I say all at once, but I have an electric mower, and when I run out of batteries, basically, I have to mow the back lawn, and I have to wait like 2 hours to be able to mow the front lawn. But in this kind of heat, it's kind of whatever. But the skies have been really stormy again these past few days, and definitely gonna have to mow the grass again when it dries out. But as a result, I think the barometric pressure affected my sinuses again, and I'm like fucking, like you've heard me sniffle, I'm sure, this video and the last a whole bunch. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. All the talking, I drew air into my stomach, and now I'm burping. I'm sorry. But yeah, you've heard me sniffling and all that, and like probably sound a little nasally towards the middle to the end of the last video, and it's literally like it starts thunderstorming now, and my sinuses just clog. I have to breathe through my mouth at night. I have to put like chapstick on so my lips don't dry out before I go to sleep. Like super bad. If it gets any worse, I'll actually start having asthma issues again. I'll have to get I'll have to go get a refill on Singular so I can actually fucking breathe. See, wait, I said G11? Hold up. Wait a minute. The problem with anything that spawns in Alsdale Undersea Ruins is the fact that the Alsdale Undersea Ruins is entirely symmetrical and looks exactly the fucking same everywhere you go. So there's no fucking landmarks for you to be like, oh yeah, I remember where that shit is. There's also not enough monsters in here for you to orient yourself by where the monsters are at. You know, it's just like a few kicker in here and there. And then like a couple of NMs tucked away in very far away corners. Okay, it said G11. Up, 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 up. The chart's wrong, the chart's wrong, the chart fucking lied. It's an H11. You're fucking wrong, CNM Guide. You're fucking wrong, BG Wiki. Fix your shit. Now these guys, highly desirable back in the day. As I alluded to last video, you know, like with the whole samurai shtick about how like samurais super popular back then, now not so much. Every samurai and their mom just wanted to fight these guys. And man, I didn't take any damage. What the fuck? Man, what the fuck? I don't remember. I don't remember. Surely we will just overpower them with raw, dogged determination. I didn't remember how fighting these things goes at all. I just remember what they dropped. They dropped the Tomoe. They also dropped the Orum Sabaton. Every samurai in their mom wanted these. And every warrior in their mom also wanted these. And every Dark Knight, and like every Beastmaster, and every... everyone. Motherfucker, you missed the Tachikasha. You missed. What I get. That's what I get. Oh, you're 2 hour in, huh? Mighty Strikes. Oh no! I think I'm starting to remember. I think it takes reduced damage while all 3 gears are alive, but once you get it down to a certain amount, one of the gears will like drop down and die, and then I think it starts taking more damage. Oh shit! They absorb magic. Okay. So you can't mage mode them. Right. Okay. Yukikaze for the win. We'll just go old school. We'll just pretend. I should have summoned Trust so that we could have had Argon dungeon battle music. But too late now, baby. Too late now. Do. Man, maybe the gears aren't gonna die. I'm gonna look this up. I want to see what the fuck this thing is supposed to like. I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Oh, there goes one. Okay. So now, are you taking more damage? I said, now are you taking more damage? Rage timer 70 minutes. Similar to all other tri-gears, armed gears will lose a gear until only one remains at a specific health percentage. The first gear is lost when health transitions from 50 to 49%. The second gear is lost when health transitions from 25 to 24%. Initially, it has extremely high defense and magic resistance. The only significant damage can be done in relation to the type of spell armed gears uses. It is cured by spells of the same element, and takes damage from its weakness. The enchantment on the Twilight side allows it to temporarily penetrate the melee resistance and inflict normal damage. The sword-type weapon skill Requiescat also penetrates the melee resistance. That's both stuff that's way later. We're just doing this the old-fashioned way. We're just gonna fucking beefcake our way through armed gears. See though, he used fire. He used Infire and Fire 3, so he would be weak to water. We don't have any water techniques. Although if he is weak to water, we can technically we can make a distortion skill chain by doing a little bit of Mardi Gras. A little bit of Mardi Gras. There we go. Now we're thinking with portals. Uh-oh, but now he cast Blizzard, so he's weak to fire. But we actually have a weapon skill that, so. Yay! We did it, Reddit. The Armed Gears Fragment. Okay. A mechanical fragment taken from the disassembled remains of the menacing armed gears. It appears to be a generator designed for providing large quantities of power. But we also got the much beloved Tomoe polearm. which every samurai and their mom wanted back in the day. They were like, if I get the Tomoe, I will be better than dragoons with polearm. But the thing about it is, it's not actually that good. There's another polearm that came from KSNMs called the Gando Shizunori that had 1 less base damage, but then crit rate plus 6%. You just had to use like 500 weapon skills with it to break it and get that damage and crit rate. And the Gando Shizunori, in my opinion, was better than the Tomoe and existed before the Tomoe. But because the Tomoe also scratches the inner weeb, almost every samurai was like, yeah, Tomoe, Tomoe. And, I mean, I gotta admit, it does look pretty cool, right? Like, it's a Naginata, right? So, like, it looks cool. I think that is actually a unique polearm model. But I think I still prefer the Gando Shizunori. But I think I'll keep this for lock style, honestly. It might be a cool lock style to use. Okay, so that will be our last thingamajig. And that should give us the ability to get the Tenon spawn item, which I think is a reference to the Orochi story. It's called Monkey Wine. I gotta look up that myth now, because this is actually the first game where I saw Monkey Wine. But then in Sekiro a few years back, they had the Monkey Booze that gave you unique dialogue with the sculptor. Like, you had, like, 4 different types of sake to give him, and then the monkey booze. There was, like, the dragon spring sake, there was the regular sake, there was, like, I think, like, the putrid sake or something like that. I think the Fountainhead Palace sake, and then the monkey booze, right? Like, something like that. Like, he gave him lots of sake, and, you know, he referred to it as tea, and, his tea addiction. Yeah, the armed gears could also drop Aurum Sabatons, which were foot armor that was highly desirable back in the day. But there was also other stuff that dropped the Aurum Sabatons, and so you did not need to fight it all the time. Goddamn right I was successful in subduing their creature, you little bitch. Okay, give me Tenant. Yep, give me that Tenant. You little bitch. Jug of Monkey Wine. Alright. Now we're actually gonna go fight that one first, because it's easier to get to, for one. And for another, like I said, we had to like wait like 10 minutes after we spawn him in order to be able to kill him. So it's like, we might as well go fight him, right? Like, we're already over an hour. I want to actually, I was hoping to get to the actual emboldening, the empowering of the Mythic weapon, you know, within this recording, so that I could start working on its Magian trials. Which the Magian trials are like, you know, it's weapon skill usage and then kill shots, and then you have to do like 3 of one of the salvages, and I happen to know for Great Katana it's the Arapago Remnants salvage 3 times, which means it takes 3 days, because you can only do Arapago Remnants once every 24 hours because it became the RMT hotspot for Alexandrite farming back in like 2012. And caused congestion within the zone, and so they locked the zone off and said, hey, fuck you, once a day. Which just made the RMTs go to the other zones, like the next best zone, and do that one instead. It's just like, what were you thinking, Square? But yeah, whatever. And we'll actually summon some trust, because even though this is level 75 content, They are H&M level threats, so they're like level 90 monsters, and they could probably actually hit us and hurt us decently. And especially with this one, since we have to just wait. We have to just wait on it to like regrow its heads. We're gonna want some healing, so. But yeah, I guess I better look up the, since we're in the final leg now, I'll just have to log over to my other character to get the Saramea hide. We'll just, I'll have to look up the actual Mythic Weapon progress. Let's see, Mythic Weapon. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay. Acquisition path, blah blah blah. So we're on a quest that's called Forging a New Myth. Let's see. Yeah, Forging a New Myth. Driven by ambition, yet still haunted by the disembodied whispers that come at the weapon's touch, you've been ordered by Neshmira in the name of the Empire, to harness the seemingly unconquerable power of the mythic weapons. Okay. Now, what's really funny about the mythic weapons is that even when they were brand new, you know, one, they were super hard to get, right? Like, nobody had any of them until 2009, and a lot of the people who actually got some of the first mythic weapons got banned in the salvage bans. So some of the very first mythic weapons ever built were not used. Were not used for very long. But yeah, also a lot of the mythic weapons, they did not do as much damage as relic weapons. And so they were like seen as like trophy items, you know, with a few exceptions initially. Now that didn't change for a little while. It wasn't until like the Abyssia era where they really started to come into their own. And even then, the Empyrean weapons came out and just absolutely mogged, as the kids say. Mogged the both the relics and the mythics by having stronger new weapon skills that had level 3 properties, and having better aftermaths that do more damage. So. Oh wait. Give me my trusts. We don't need like an optimized trust setup or anything, but like, you know, we might as well have like a decent trust setup or something. And it is technically a dragon, so I'm going to use Shikrizi just as an excuse to summon out my little hot Mithra hottie. The only Mithra I really like. Actually, that's not true. I like Rome Amigo, and I like all the Mithra mercenaries that are in the Wings of the Goddess past quests for Windurst. Love all of those. But Mithra players, I generally don't like. Yep. Look, he has no heads. Yay! So, wait, I need to like look him up real quick. Spawns at 50% with one of its 3 heads. After 2 minutes and 30 seconds, has passed its spine, it grows a head and gains 25% HP. Another 2 minutes and 30 seconds to pass again, it will cost him to regrow its final head and regain another 25% HP, and the auto regen that it has will vanish. Impossible to defeat until both heads have respawned. Every time Pyric Bulwark or Polar Bulwark is used, it will use Nerve Gas immediately after. Okay, so I'll hit it once, and then I'm just going to turn around and let it, like, regenerate, because I don't care. And then we'll just, like, stick on our DT set, just because we can. Dude, look, fucking Shikrizi is, like, killing the shit out of it. I guess we could keep its HP low, like we don't actually have to like care too much. Come on, get fucking Kashyyyki. Okay, we should have hate now forever, basically. Just throw third eye back up. Let Shikarizi and Joe Chem keep its HP down, I guess. I guess we could try to like angle the camera to see the heads regrow. I really loved the dynamic effect they put in for Hydra. It's not something they did for a lot of monsters, honestly. Yeah, the whole monkey wine thing is totally an Orochi reference. I'm gonna look up that monkey wine now. Let's see, monkey wine. Myth. Drinking the wine of the immortals. Let me tell you a story of being somewhere between angel and demon, whose pride aspired to the highest heaven, and whose home is the mountain of flowers and fruit. A rebellious king who warred with heaven stole the wine of the immortals, sharing it with mortals. There was a rock that, since the creation of the world, had been worked upon by the pure essences of heaven and the fine savors of earth, the vigor of sunshine and the grace of moonlight, till at last it became magically pregnant, and one day split open, giving birth to a stone egg, about as big as a playing ball. Fructified by the wind, it developed into a stone monkey, complete with every organ of limb. At once, this monkey learned to climb and run, but its first act was to make a bow towards each of the four quarters. As it did so, a steely light darted from the monkey's eyes and flashed as far as the palace of the pole star. This shaft of light astonished the Jade Emperor as he sat in the cloud palace of the Golden Gates, in the treasure hall of the Holy Mist, surrounded by his fairy ministers. Seeing the strange light flashing, he ordered 1,000 League Eye and down the wind ears to open the gate. Ooh, cool, the head regenerated. Pretty cool, Tenant, pretty cool. Check this out. Now you're gonna get intimidated some more. Okay. To open the gate of the southern heaven and look out, presently they were able to report. The steely light comes from the mountain of flowers and fruit. On this mountain is a magic rock which gave birth to an egg. This egg changed into a stone monkey, and when he made his bow to the four quarters, a steely light flashed from his eyes with a beam that reached the palace of the pole star. But now he is taking a drink, and the light is growing dim. Okay, so this is like some Sun Wukong stuff, I guess. Okay, so basically monkey wine is wine that Sun Wukong stole from heaven. That's interesting. In Sekiro, it was just fermented grapes or something, or fermented crap that the monkeys had in the mountains. Anywho, my dog is whining, so I'm gonna turn back around and continue to hit Tenant, and if his head ever regrows, we'll kill the shit out of him. I'll be right back. I'm back. Sorry about that. Let's see. About this other head. Don't you want to regrow it, you little slut? You slutty slut? Don't you want to regen a little bit of your health? Don't you want to regen your head? Meditate, meditate, oh meditate. Meditate. Da-dum, dum, dum. Where's the nerve gas, Tenon? Was the wiki fucking wrong again? Maybe it only becomes true after he's regrown his last head. Don't you want to regrow your last head for me, please? What if I just turn back around again? Stop hitting you. Come on, man. My recording's already at 1 hour and 17 minutes, you slut. Regrow your head so I can kill you and make my mythic weapon. Shamao. Shamao. Come on, this had to have been more than 5 minutes. Oh, there's his head. I don't think we got the cool animation. That's okay. Die, bitch. Give me that Tenon's Fang. Slut. Okay, let's see. Tenon's Fang. Yeehaw! The lethally toxic Fang of the Hydra Tenon. Continues to drip with poison from the venom ducts within. And he also gave us the Enkidu cap, which, even back in the day is kinda eh. No Enkidu body, unfortunately. The Enkidu body was actually decently sought after, being basically a cross between the Scorpion harness and the like a hobby. It was like strength plus 5, agility plus 5, and accuracy plus 10 or something like that, but only for the jobs to come out Enkidu. But by the time it came out, though, you know, it was like so close to other stuff. Like other stuff was competitive with it, you know, like from other in-game content still, like either competitive or better. Like the Kirin's Osode, just better for Monk, you know. I can't think of a job that would use the Enkidu's body piece over other stuff that it already had. But either way, not why we're here, not what we care about. Okay. Huh, apparently you can get the Z&M items also from the Nigel Isle Uncharted campaign, in addition to the Goblin Mystery Box. That's kind of cool. I've never really... Well, it's not that I've never done Nigel Uncharted. I just don't think there's much of a reason to do it nowadays, except when that campaign is on for it. I could be wrong. It might be worth doing all the time if people just don't do it, because without the campaign going, all the stuff you care about getting from it is much lower drop rate. But, it dropped like level 99 here. That was really good at level 99 before item level came out, and then after item level came out, all the stuff that came from it just wasn't worth getting anymore. So, you know, dick bitches. And now we have to kill Tiger, we have to go back to Hadiva Islet, which is the island where the actual Chimera spawns. That we killed Madjalf, the Painhorn, or whatever. We've actually seen the entrance when we did TBR, back when we were a Hume still. So sometimes I think about going back to being Hume, because all I would lose is I'd lose 100 HP, 3 strength, and like 5 vitality, and I'd gain like I think like 5 intelligence and like 3 agility and 6 charisma or something like that. And I think like 20 MP or 30 MP or something like that. It's not something that I really care too much about since I'm always physically oriented. The main thing would be to go back to having the Hume animations and poses. You know, it's not that the Galka ones bother me these days. There are just some slight differences that I don't like. Like when a Galka does a straight vertical swing, it's always actually a slant slash, but the animation for the weapon skill will always be the straight slash. It bothers me. The stone tablet quickly absorbs the salt and begins giving off a metallic grating sound. One has to wonder. Sharug Isle. Oh, we're actually off the coast of the Devuka Isle now. That's interesting. Yeah. The last one, if I didn't have the Saramea hide on another character already, the last one would have been in Mount Zion for the Cerberus. But since we don't have to do that path, no, I'm not going to show that. But it's exactly the same. You know, you go up to the it's like on the very southern coastline of Mount Zion, and then you just, you know, you give it the salt and you go to the island. And the island is super far south of Mount Zion. And I think this is actually my first time fighting Tiger and Tinin. Back in the day, I only ever fought Saramea because I didn't care about what Tiger and Tinin dropped at all. And back in the day, I was not working on a Mythic because just too much money. Just like, in my mind, it's like, oh, juice is not worth this much. The Empyreans came out and got the Empyrean Great Axe, and it was just like, definitely don't need to do any Mythics now. But hey, look at that. Bada bing, bada boom, Tiger's Tail. As well as all the other Chimera drops. As well as an Aurum Caress. Ooh. This is actually fairly sought after by Dragoons for having really high strength, attack, and store TP. But there are also a host of Dragoons that were like, because of the minus vitality, it makes your jumps weaker, so you have to make sure to not use it in your jump sets. And frankly, the Aurum set, you know, Aurum just means gold or whatever, it's way too banana yellow for me, and it's ugly. And even no matter how good it was, I never wanted to wear it because Style Lock didn't exist back then. So, yeah, some of the ugliest armor in the entire game, and did not want. Yeah, so now we just have to go back to town and then log over to my mule to get the Saramea hide, and then we'll have all the items we need from ZNMs for the Mythic process, for the next process, or the next stage of the quest. And I think that means we will get to do the Mythic battlefield. And so we got to, yeah, we gotta hurry here. I've only got 22 minutes till my sortie time. I'm missing one of my members today, so I gotta shout. But I really want to get this into this episode, so hopefully we can finish this within the next 20 minutes. Go, go, go! Enemy is everywhere! What I should have done is when I took my break, my short little, like 5 to 10 minute break between the recordings, I should have logged over then and gotten the pop item. But I did not. Yeah, normally what you do with these 3 pop items, by the way, is you would take them back to Sanraku, and once you had all 3 of them, he would give you a Pandemonium key to spawn the Pandemonium Warden, which is the actual end point of the Notorious monsters. But he was kind of the absolute virtue, the new absolute virtue of the Treasures of Aragon expansion, and of the game for a long time. And he was notoriously unbeatable. And there was a big thing that caused them to change all of the monsters in the game, all the spawns. Because what wound up happening is a couple of link shells teamed up to try to kill the Pandemonium Warden. They just wanted to kill it. They just wanted to say they'd killed it. And they fought it for 19 hours. It was like 19 hours and like 13 minutes or something like that. They fought it. And being gamers and being dehydrated motherfuckers and like wanting to win really badly and wanting to just never give up, no matter how many times people died, you know, they just kept either raising and resting or home pointing and running back while the next set of sacrifices held the boss or whatever. They fought this thing 19 hours and did not kill it. And it caused several people in different states and different locations to become massively dehydrated and pass out from exhaustion. And their significant others, called ambulances for them, and basically it made news headlines. And what that caused was negative publicity for Square Enix. And I think like 1 or 2 of the people were actually Japanese as well. And that was also another like thing. Is like it didn't just happen to foreigners; it also happened to Japanese, and they protect their own. So they altered the way NMs worked from then on. And they nerfed the HP values of Pandemonium Warden and of Absolute Virtue. And they put a hard limit of 2 hours. When you spawn an NM in Final Fantasy XI, you have an unspoken, unwritten 2 hours to kill it, or it just automatically despawns. And that hasn't been relevant for so long that most people have forgotten that it's a thing. And I wouldn't be surprised if there were like new monsters out there somewhere that got added into the game at some point that don't follow that rule. But it would be super hard to verify because like you don't want to just like go pop something and wait 2 hours, right? Like you want to kill stuff. You want to get on with your life. Plus, so much stuff is like instant into content now anyway. Like like sortie is a 1 hour event. You fight all the bosses in there. Doesn't matter which boss you fight, you only got 1 hour, right? Like so, there's more of that, and you don't really care. Okay. Yay, we've got all 3. Now we gotta go to the graveyard by Nashmao. And apparently we gotta trade this and our mythic weapon to the Sea Prince's Tombstone? Which I can't remember if that's the same tombstone where you get the Aphrodisian gold coin or not. But we'll find out. Nashmao, please. 1 Nashmao, please. Okay, so apparently we go here, we trade the stuff, then we'll have to go to the Nizal Isle staging point and do the battlefield there. Interesting. Getting low on time, dun dun. But I am going to make the mythic mine. Do 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 do, too many syllables are coming from me. So warning on the wiki, make sure you don't forget ammunition. If you go on a Corsair or Ranger and you don't have appropriate ammunition, you will not be able to finish the battlefield. I can't imagine forgetting that. Like, oh yeah, I'm making the gun. Let me just forget bullets. Like, what? I'm playing a job that, you know, uses guns. Let me forget the bullets. It's a little more understandable on a Ranger though, because the Ranger makes a crossbow which uses bolts, which is one of the kind of forgotten weapon types in the game. Because there's plenty of crossbows, they just haven't been relevant for a gajillion years. Okay, no, the Jazzerat's headstone is the one that we got the Aphrodisian gold coin on. Wait, does that mean like the princes of Ephramed are buried in the same graveyard as Balron? Kogarasumaru. Kogarasumaru. Probably saying that wrong. You offer up the 10 fangs, Hermes hide, and tiger's tail. You have endured much and served well to come here bearing these items. You have been deemed worthy and shall now be instructed. Take yourself to the ruins known as Nizal Isle. In there, perhaps, that we are fated to... It is there, perhaps, that we are fated to meet at last. Obtained key item, Serpent King Zahak relief. Dun 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 dun. Where is that at in my key items, yeah? I want to see it, yeah? A detailed work in bas relief of the Serpent King Zahak in all his two-headed glory. The piece strikes you as considerably old. A solar evaporated salt harvested from coastlines along the Silver Sea. If it comes in contact with the engraved tablet at Mount Zion... Huh. Intriguing. So now we go to Nizal Isle, and we touch the runic seal at I-9 and select the battlefield, Forging a New Myth. Very well, very well, very well, very well, very well. Note that if you lose this battle, you will once again need to collect the 3 ZNM items to get a new Serpent King Zahak relief. Be sure you were prepared for the battle. Oh fuck. The warning about the ammunition. That means that some motherfucker went in there without any fucking ammo and he couldn't do the battle and he lost because he couldn't fucking fire the weapons. Oh. Sometimes it's amazing the way the way people will play this game. Because the way some people play this game, okay, is because you can level one job all the way up, right? All the way to master level 50, and then do all the content on the one job, right? When you level a new job, what a lot of people do is they get the job high enough to be able to access like quest items and stuff on it, or they get it to like 99. And then they just do as much content as possible on their maxed job instead. And come on, Brain, please work with me. They'll do weird things, like on the job that they're working on next, they won't skill it up at all. They won't skill up its main weapon, they won't skill up its spells. They just level it to 99 like AFK by having someone like cleave for them in like one of the Eska zones or something. And what this leads to is all these funny scenarios where people will suddenly, like, they'll farm like a mythic weapon or a relic weapon or a prime weapon or something, and then they'll say, okay, I'll skill up now. And they'll skill up after having like all the best gear for their job. Because they don't know how to play the job at a core level, they'll do really poorly, even once they finally have all their skill ups and stuff. And it's just really funny sometimes seeing somebody level a new job or like make a new mythic or do something. They'll wonder why, like, why am I not doing well? Or they'll have stupid shit like this happen where they show up to make a mythic crossbow and they don't have any crossbow bolts. The Serpent King Zahak relief fades into nothingness. Oh, there's the Zahak. How about that? Okay. I could probably take him on. No problem. Oh, we got our sub job and everything? This is perfect. We got fucking Warden Circle. Hey, this is like the same chamber you fight Alexander in. That's a pretty long, weirdly bent katana. Alright. Twing, twing, twing. Twing. Oh, now he's got two heads. Twing, twing, twing. Twing. Now he's got one head. Get deja vu. Oh, hey, we didn't even have to kill him all the way. Oh, hey, look. Balron, he's wearing full Asgard but an Odin helmet, and he's also got a katana. Well, two can play at this game, little buddy. I too can wear the Dragon Doji. Let's do this, bitch. Quite the accomplishment. Never would I have expected you to surpass the Hawk. I must confess, your persistence has piqued my interest. So be it. Let us see if you are truly worthy of what it is you seek. The trial by battle you have earned. Your judgment shall be levied by mine own hand. Okay. So do we just... Swing. I thought this was supposed to teach us about aftermaths, but I don't see any aftermath popping up. So I guess it's just kill him with our mythic weapon skill and mythic weapon. Come then, bear witness to the power of the myth. Okay, so he used Tachi Rana on us. So now we use Tachi Rana. Oh, now we get aftermath. You feel it, do you not, Calmwind? The quickening of the blood, the life bubbling up within you. That is the aftermath. Surrender to it, and know the true power of mine arm. Man, this would be kind of cooler if we were Hume and we had the exact same stance as him, because he's a Hume, and he's got Hume stance. But, yeah. So, we can't get any TP because of his HP not being there. So, but I guess he has a regen, so that's nice. And now we do level 2. So you think you understand now, do you? Foolish upstart. You still have no grasp of what lies in your hand. Just gotta get to 3,000. I see your spirit is true. You have tasted the aftermath and shall not soon forget it. Bathe yourself in its might, and let the myth of calm wind begin. Dun dun dun. Such power rarely have I witnessed. And now he's referred to as Balron Eidolon. You must call upon the cemetery in Cadaver Mire while bearing your mythic weapon in hand. Seek out the powers that rest there. For those within those hallowed grounds forever sleeps the great soul, the breaker of waves. In former times mine own enemy, to be sure, yet one who commanded admiration and respect, even from myself. Just like him, you are, an indomitable spirit, unknowing of defeat or resignation. As appropriate a place as any of this passing of the torch to take place, I should think. This you must do, otherwise the prize you seek shall never fall within your grasp. Go now. Obtained key item, Serpent King Zahak Relief Shard. So that was like the a mere fragment of what was no doubt an inspiring likeness of Serpent King Zahak. Sadly, only one head remains. The piece strikes you as considerably old. This is so cool! Return to the tombstone in Cadaver Mire for a cutscene. After the cutscene is over, trade your statless mythic to the tombstone. You will now obtain the fully unlocked level 75 mythic weapon, which can be further upgraded through Trial of the Magians. Return to and examine the palace doors in Whitegate. Okay. So we just need to go to Nashmau again. Real quick like a bunny. Don't get sniffly again, nose. I can't bear it. Okay. You'll need to unequip your weapons if you're wearing any in order to get the cutscene at the palace doors. The mythic must be in your inventory regardless of level. Okay. Really closing in on my sortie time here, but I want to finish this. It's so fucking cool. See, like, this is the kind of storyline they intended to have for, like, relic weapons. Because, you know, like the relic weapons, you know, you just reforge it at the goblin four times, and then he tells you to go, he can't do it no more, and you go to a different place, and you just trade it in. and like the soul of the last guy who used the relic weapon, you know, like transforms it into the relic and gives it back to you or whatever. Like it is a little bit of a story, and like you get like a passing of the torch thing like this, but this is like a lot more formal and a lot like deeper, you know. There's like post-resolution here. I had no doubt that you would come, Calmwind. As I said, an indomitable spirit indeed. It is not within you to concede defeat so easily. Perhaps you are now asking yourself how this could be. Granted, the visage you see before you is but a remnant of my former self. The arms which I amassed during my reign conferred such otherworldly power upon me that even after death I was able to remain in this world. Should one of my arms fall within the hands of one deemed unworthy or impure, the Empire would be damned to a fate of fire and ash. That much is certain. Such is the power of the mythic weapons, and a cause for their safekeeping for all these years. The fear of such an occurrence led me to imbue the mythic weapons with my very essence to further hinder their powers. This was to serve as the last bastion of defense, should the vigil weapons ever be lost and my arms left unguarded. Yet it would now seem that even that role has come to an end. These tumultuous times have ushered in changes the likes of which this world has never seen. Calmwind, it falls to the likes of you to shoulder the burden now. Waver not, and bend the might of Kugara Sumaru to your will, and it will bring an end to this era of shadows. Your epic journey is near complete. Come then and show me the weapon you have brought all this way. For the time is nigh for the feathers to be undone. By the hand of Calmwind, words are hard. By the hand of Calmwind, the world shall bear witness to the true power of Kugara Sumaru. Is it like Kugara Sumaru, or like am I like I don't know how to fucking say this word, man. Bada bing, bada boom. So you think yourself prepared? Very well, then let us proceed. Let the vigil over this arm be ended. Your watch is over, good spirit. Rest now, my friend. Rest now forever. Sleep now the untroubled sleep of the angels. And there it is. The finished level 75 Mythic. At last, my arm is complete again. Word shall be brought to the royal line. It will be known that their ancestor sends them a mighty gift. Farewell for now, Calmwind. Go well. Obtained Kugara Sumaru. There we have it, a finished Mythic. And what it does for Third Eye is it gives you extra anticipates, even when Sagan's not up. And supposedly it makes you like almost have like an endless amount of them, or something like that when Sagan is up. But I know it's not truly an endless amount, and then its effectiveness is not really, because Sagan is a defensive ability. Like the amount you care about that's really not there that much. The main thing is the aftermath. It says increases accuracy attack and occasionally attacks twice. What that is actually an order of operations. The level 1 aftermath gives you a bunch of accuracy. The level 2 aftermath gives you a bunch of attack. And then the level 3 aftermath gives you a 40% chance to attack twice. And as we upgrade it through Trials of the Magians, basically we'll get to see that it goes up. Eventually, it becomes occasionally attacks 2 to 3 times. And the level 1 and level 2 aftermath effects also increase in their potency. So that's pretty cool. But for a long time, like I'm going to be spending a lot of gil at this point. Once we finish the Trials of the Magians, eventually it just starts costing gil to upgrade it further. Because you have to trade in 10,000 Beitetsu to make it item level 119 3. It's actually 10,300 Beitetsu. So like, with how much they cost right now, they cost like 900k a stack. That's like 90 million gil just to make it item level 119. Then I gotta spend another like 60 million to make it R15. And at that point, it becomes competitive with great katanas that I already have. So, like, not the best thing, but, you know, whatever. And we've only got 9 minutes left on the recording, or 10 minutes left on the recording. I'll see if we can get through the cutscene at the Palace Gate, but I might actually have to, because we have a 2-hour time limit on the recording software that I use, plus my sortie group is needing to go. We might have to come back to this, depending on how long these cutscenes are. Hell, we might not even finish this one. Calmwind, it is relief to set eyes upon you again. We have all been praying fervently for your safe return. Who can expect anything less from the very guardian of Adargon himself? You certainly continue to live up to your name, Calmwind. It would seem the weapon's convulsions have abated. You've performed a most valuable service, Calmwind. All that is left now is to place this Kugara Samaru back in its rightful place, deep beneath the palace. After a proper cleaning and internment ceremony, we shall double the previous guard and see to it that it never leaves our position again. Barafal, a moment please, if you would. It has been decided that this Kugara Samaru will remain under the watch of Calmwind himself. Well, what? But that is preposterous. Have we learned nothing from this folly? I send you a mighty gift. Did you not hear the words our forebear Balron spoke to us, or did you simply not understand them? Well, then allow me to enlighten you. In the future, it would be prudent of you not to slight the wisdom in the words of our ancestors, seldom given as it is. The cornerstones of our vast empire were not laid upon the power of a few supernatural weapons. It is the greatness of her inhabitants, of her extraordinary adventurers and honorable citizenry, that cements our nation together, and has since time immemorial. Rather than wasting away as an artifact in the treasury catacombs, no doubt this Kugara Samaru would be put to better use in the hands of a true champion of the Empire. That was his original purpose, after all. And so shall it be wielded by one with the unwavering spirit needed to command it. Yes, you have the right of it, I should think. Forgive my apprehensions. Calmwind, again, you have our deepest thanks. You have delivered us safely from yet another potential disaster. I think none here would object, nor call it an overstatement to say that it is you, Calmwind, who is the true treasure of Adargon. Aw. She's hot for my Galka. A paragon in excellence and beacon to the Empire. Okay. Cool beans. And then we just have to go approach Naja. But can we do it to it? Can we do it to it? Do we have a new title yet, by the way? Nope. Probably won't get one until we finish all the way. Or maybe there's no title at all. It's just like going home. Money, sweet money, makes the world go round. Never have I seen such gold coins abound. Never again shall I have a worry or care. Never again shall our coffers run bare. Salahims, sentinels, Salahims, sentinels. And now you see the fun just begins, for gold it is known yields gold yet again. No matter the rivers of blood we must spill, no matter the mission completed we will. No matter the number of bones we must shatter, our pockets will grow ever fatter and fat. Ah, Captain Calmwind, welcome. Well, well, look what the cat dragged in. You couldn't have picked a better time. President Naja hasn't stopped celebrating since she woke up this morning. She's absolutely drunk on coinage. I'm having a hard time keeping up. I had never had much of a gift for a rhyme. Thank you, dear Empress, so thank you indeed. Just between you and me, the royal house paid a sum for this most recent endeavor of yours that put even the first-tier Mog Bonanza winners to shame. Of course, you can expect to receive a handsome bonus for your Ah, that reminds me, Captain Calm Wind, you've outdone yourself this time, haven't you? I have you to thank for this little financial windfall of ours. It's only fitting that you be presented with a reward befitting your distinguished service. See, what did I tell you? Even the prisoner herself can't help but be stingy with all this money around. 1, 2, 3. That sounds about right. Here you go. 3 shiny silver imperial pieces just for you. Don't spend it all in one place. President Asher, surely you don't mean to. I think I'm growing quite sick of that title, Aquaba. From now on, I think you'll have to address me as something more appropriate. Say, Her Royal Highness of Frugality and Thrift. How does that sound? How does that strike you? Oh, that's funny and amazing. Okay, well, anyway, I have to go do sortie now. So, thanks for watching. Stay safe. Have a great day. And we finally made our first mythic weapon. And, yeah. So, yeah, we now have one of every type of special weapon except Ergon weapons in the game. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Stay safe. Have a great day.